Thank you everyone for being here today. Today is 4/4/2024, so it's a very, very special day, and we have a very, very special guest here. My name is Christine Rolando. I'm from Warwick, New York, and I am a distributor of a company that I'm so proud of, and I'm really elated to be a part of, and I'm grateful. So that's how I want to, today I'm grateful you're here, and I'm grateful that our VP of Sales is here, and I call him a brilliant scientist, which he is, and you will see as he speaks to you today. So with no further ado, all the way from Salt Lake City, Doug Dickey. Thank you, Doug, for being here.
Absolutely.
And welcome to Warwick, New York.
Yes.
Make sure you say Warwick, not
Warwick.
Chester.
That's right. Did I say Chester?
Well, technically we're in Chester as part of Warwick,
Warwick,
right?
okay.
So Warwick's the county.
Actually, it's Sugarloaf. I think I drove through on the way
the
here.
town.
So.
Thank you, Doug.
Do they have towns, or is this a hamlet, or is
So
this a village?
It's a hamlet.
Okay.
Within Warwick is 100 square miles, and all of those little villages are in there. Where I took you today, Pine Island. Another
Yeah,
part of
that
it.
found that quite interesting.
I get why you have the onions now.
Yes. Yeah, they were her onions. They just left them in my car. So, but we're giving away free onion for everybody today. Now, yeah, my name again is Doug Dickey. I'm from Salt Lake City. I originally lived in Washington State, and my wife, I met this girl online, and we're talking, and she says, well, I don't date people that aren't close by. I don't want to date long distance. And I'm like, amazing. I'm moving there next week, which is a total lie.
Oh my God.
And so anyways, after dating for about 3 months or so, I'd paid for an apartment for 3 months that I never stayed in, just so I could date her. Anyway, so I ended up getting married. So I had to move to Salt Lake City. That's from Washington State. But so the reason that we're here is my entire life, there's certain things that I've believed in. I've had this 100% belief in something that over time I've found was not true. It's been the hardest part of everything, is to believe one thing and then you find out it's not true. So I want everybody to be open to the ideas that I mentioned to today that may conflict with what you already believe. And so we're going to start. Our company's name is Avini Health. And what I want to talk about is how many people have been told, eat good nutrition. We should eat fresh. We should grow our own, less, stuff on it. The importance of good nutrition. And that maybe our soils aren't the best, right? They're maybe worn out or commercial fertilizers. And so we are to supplement with vitamins and minerals. And of course, we do that. We take vitamins one a day. There's lots of them. And we're supposed to exercise, of course. We're supposed to get our heart rate up. We're supposed to move our muscles around. And that these things will help us live a long, healthy life. Okay. Now, how many people know somebody who does this really well? They eat organic. They take the vitamins, they take supplements, they drink only water, they don't stay away from sodas, they do everything right, and they still end up with cancer or heart disease, right? Some awful disease. And you ask the question, we used to believe in this pyramid shape that was given to us. It says eat these in this ratio. And then 20 years later, we find out if you turn the pyramid upside down, it's probably more efficient, probably better for you. And so we constantly change kind of our belief system. Now, what I think is we drink water. Water can have contaminants in it. So we filter the water. We breathe air. Does anybody have an air filter in their home? Lots, right? And who has a food filter here? We are the food filter. When we eat foods, whatever contaminants are in those foods end up in our body. So I want to suggest that everyone here is toxic. And I don't mean emotionally, I'm talking physically. That when any of us go to the hospital, some chronic issue, and they're looking at it, that it's not, there's 12 of us here. It's not 12 different problems. It is one problem. It's one consistent. Unless you get hit by a truck, that would be a different problem. But if it's chronic, it's because you're toxic. So I want to make this case for you. The past few years have brought with it many challenges and health concerns. It turns out that many, if not all, of the health issues causing people to feel exhausted, stressed, sick, and even suffering from illness may have links to heavy metal toxicity, volatile organic compounds, and other chemicals. These toxins are known to interfere with normal cellular mechanisms, like protein synthesis, metabolism, are even known to cause changes to our DNA over multiple generations. Brain fog, endocrine disruption, kidney damage, liver damage, cancer, weight gain, all of these things are linked to the bioaccumulation of heavy metals. Now, who here works in a mine? Most people don't work in mines, right? You're going to get a lot of toxins. Steel mills, welders, they may be subject to more toxins than us. So we don't really know that we have anything. I love their suggestion. This is NIH. We must work to remove these toxins from our environment and decrease exposure. The problem is we are inundated every day with a various supply of 70,000 known chemicals, toxins, volatile organic compounds, and metals that are interacting with our body. That's a lot to stay away from. The carpet, the coating on the carpet. Anybody like popcorn? Microwave popcorn? That coating that they put on the microwave bag, it's safe until you heat it, right? So microwave popcorn heats the bag, that chemical goes into the popcorn. Well known, been known for 20 years, still on the market. Okay, these chemicals cause issues. So let's look at them. Where do the toxins come from? Most of them come from the food. We don't have a filter for that. We are the filter. It goes in. So the question is, well, I eat organic. Who here eats organic? Right? So are you aware that fertilizers have heavy metals in them? Arsenic, cadmium, chromium, small, safe amounts. So parts per trillion. So very small amounts. Not enough to hurt you. You spray the hay with these fertilizers. The cow eats the hay. The cow poops out a lot of fiber. So the metals go along and out the back end of the cow into the cow patty. The cow patty is then mixed with water, spread on your organic crops, and then those crops are growing much higher nutrition because they have chelated materials. They also have 3 times the metals, as do non-organic. So the metals are more because they've been concentrated by the cow. Still came in through, the cows don't eat organic, they eat regular. The term organic really means it passed through the anus of something. That's really where organic comes from. Food grade is a different thing. Organic means it's passed through that process. So the foods that we have, chickens are fed feed that has the ability to get mildew or mold in it. So they add arsenic and cadmium and chromium to the feed to keep it from molding, so that way the chickens don't die from eating the feed. But those chickens are fed to us 6 weeks later. So it passes through with the chickens. So when you look at your plate and you have a bowl of rice on your plate, and you have chicken and you have lettuce, does rice have arsenic in it? Parts per billion, very high amounts. All rice, brown, white, long grain, short grain, anything. The chicken does, and the lettuce does. So we are getting, every time we eat, small, safe amounts of arsenic, cadmium, chromium, lead, mercury through the foods that we eat. So it's not going to bother you for 2 salads. It's not going to bother you for 100 salads. But who here eats the same sort of food every week? Everybody. So 10 years, 20 years. How old are we usually when we start to feel aches and pains and struggling, making noise, getting out of the chair? 35, 40 years? Maybe 45? Most people by 50, they go, oh, I'm supposed to have my knees hurting. I'm supposed to have this because I'm old. Well, if your body's replacing these cells all the time, then you're kind of not really old. Your body's renewing itself. So, household chemicals, gasoline, oil, skincare products, they've been cleaning that up quite a bit. But these are toxins. Well, what about before you're born? Mothers are going to, as they grow the baby inside them, their body's going to share, it's going to reach homeostasis with the baby. So it's going to share all of their toxins that are stored from your body into the baby. There's a filter in the cord. They did this landmark cord blood study where they measured 287 chemicals, toxins, and metals, done by the Red Cross working group, put this out. The mothers had 284 of the 287 chemicals, metals, and toxins. The cord had 244, and the babies had over 200. So the cord 50 years ago was enough of a filter to limit the metals and toxins for the 9 months. Nowadays, the amount of toxins, chemicals, heavy metals are 10 times more. So we're getting more of them in our body. The carpet that we're on, no matter how high a quality the carpet is, they spray it with a chemical that keeps it from breaking apart. Extends the life of the thing. The coating on the tables have chemicals, PFAS, PFAS, that get into the body that can cause these issues. These heavy metals, which are the worst, much worse than plastics, microplastics, chemicals, volatile organic compounds, the heavy metals affect the body the most prominently. They bind to enzymes, disrupt normal cell metabolism. Lead, mercury, aluminum, arsenic, brain and nervous tissue. Cadmium, nickel, lung damage. In fact, cadmium is responsible for all tumor cancers, except cancer-caused cancers. Pretty crazy. Chromium, cobalt. These, you don't have to have a whole cup of these. 1/10 the weight of a small paperclip is enough arsenic to kill you in 1 hour. 1/10,000th of that is enough to cause AFib, pancreas issues, thyroid issues, all kinds of issues. And you can Google thyroid and arsenic, and you can read the 12,000 articles and studies on it. Lots and lots of information. So, PFAS, products that contain these polyfluoral molecules. They're from foods and drinks built up in your body. They stay there for a long time. In fact, they're called forever chemicals. Why would they call it a forever chemical? It's forever in your body. Your body has no way to get rid of it. Some studies suggest high levels of PFAS can lead to things like high cholesterol, developmental effects, delays in children, changes to your immune system, thyroid problems, higher chance of kidney, prostate, or testicular cancer. These are issues that are very prevalent. Now, any children under 5, by federal law, they're mandated to be in clothing that's treated with fire retardant. Fire retardant is a PFAS. Highly absorbable.
Going on? It just doesn't. It seemed to
100%.
It seemed to be really bad 40 years ago when I was having kids, but I didn't know it was still going on.
Yeah, any kid under 5, federal law, they have to be treated
Even
with.
cottons, they do like they used to do it on.
Yeah,
all
if
the
grandma
equipment.
makes something, then no.
Yeah.
But anything that's sold in the industry has to be treated with a fire retardant. 5-year-olds. Yeah. The worst one, fast food packaging. All the little thing that holds my burger is coated with a chemical. Candy wrappers. Oh, candy wrappers. I have to stop eating candy. All of these things are common in our body. Fingernail polish. Dental floss. Dental floss is coated with these same things that we're using. So, more chemicals. These chemicals, these are volatile organic compounds. They look very similar to compounds in your body that your body makes. And they get in place of it, and it's sort of like having a bridge that's built of steel, and you have little styrofoam pieces that are stuck in here or there. And so it doesn't hold up. Very similar. Some people have autoimmune issues where they smell something, they get sick, violently sick immediately, because the body goes, oh, I know this chemical, and it's bad. And it has a reaction, sort of a safety process. Toxins include eye, nose, throat irritation, headaches, loss of coordination, nausea, damage to liver, kidneys, central nervous system. Some organics can cause cancer in animals, and of course they're carcinogenic to people. So the question to ask is really this: how many heavy metals and toxins do I have in my body now? I'm 56, right? I turned 56 this year. How long and how much heavy metal, volatile organic compounds, PFAS, build up in my body? How long does it take before it reaches a critical point where the doctor calls and says, hey, I've got a file here on you. You need to make some drastic decisions. What options do you have to remove these toxins? That's a big question. We'll answer these. Introducing a scientific breakthrough, products supported by multiple studies, more than 15 clinical studies, that's proven and safe to effectively remove heavy metals, volatile organic compounds, and PFAS. And that's what we have. The other options, injecting through IV EDTA, a chemical that bonds to all metals in your body. Problem with that is you have to supplement calcium and magnesium and potassium and sodium back in at high levels because it takes out everything. It just takes a broad swath of everything. Where we have a product that only grabs the heavy metals, chemicals and toxins, draws them inside, and then quickly leaves your body through the urine. So our company, Avini Health, we have an amazing thing with Rick Deitch. Rick Deitch is a pharmaceutical biochemist. Early on in his life, he was very much interested in cancer drugs, chemotherapies. So he focused his time and effort on chemotherapies. He worked with the Duke University, the research, cancer research there. He thought to himself, having worked with these chemotherapies, they don't leave the body. When they put chemotherapy in your body, it does its job. It kills cancer in the first 3 or 4 days, and then it starts to affect your nerve cells and your immune cells, any other fast-growing cells. So it continues to harm your body upwards of 2 years from then, till the body sequesters it somewhere. So he had been introduced to a product called zeolite, very common name. It's a mineral that's made by volcanoes to grab heavy metals and toxins. There's about 60 different zeolites out there. But there's one specifically that the government's used called clinoptilolite. And it's a white powder. Let me jump into, looks like this, zeolite. There's these huge mines of this. It's used in water filtration, air filtration. It's those white crystals that you see in the layers of the filters. And its purpose is to draw in heavy metals and toxins. Now it's millions and millions of years old. It was made when the volcanoes were erupting. So this zeolite is already full. It's been absorbing from the water and the air for millions of years. It's like 99% full. And this is easily available. You can order it on Amazon. People have been taking it for their gut, for gut cleanses, to remove toxins. But it's too big and too dirty to go in the bloodstream. So Rick thought to himself, what if I could make it small enough to be absorbed through the mouth, less than a micron, from 40 microns. If I could make it small enough and clean it so there's nothing in it, then it would go in the body. It would grab the chemotherapy from the bloodstream, from the lymphatic system, pull it inside the cage. We know that the body gets rid of zeolite within about 6 to 8 hours from studies that have been done. So here's a perfect idea to grab the chemo, pull it inside, and then it gets peed out. Bypasses your normal detox channels. That's a powerful idea. So he started working on that in 1997. By 2003, he had invented a 34-step process to remove all the toxins, to completely clean the cage. And he found an activation process, invented an activation process to recharge it so it works again. Because when you pull the metals out, it doesn't work as well. So he found a way to activate it. He actually created the term, he's the category creator for zeolites, micronization and activation. So that he is the original maker of this. 2003 put this product out. Comes again from this. It looks similar to this. It's a little framework. I have another picture here. Electrically, it's got a bunch of oxygen that's attached inside this aluminum silicate cage. And this is very, very small. This is about a nanometer across, a little less than a nanometer. This grabs anything that's a heavy metal, but it wants the highest charge heavy metal. It wants mercury, it wants arsenic, cadmium, chromium, antimony, bismuth. It does not want potassium, calcium, magnesium. So his activation and micronization process prepares this product to remove toxins, ready to pull them in, and it leaves the rest of your body alone. Let me show you this process. It goes from 40 microns down to 5. He had to invent machinery to do that. 5 microns, extremely small. So a blood cell, red blood cell, is 3 microns. Imagine how small that is. Down to less than 1 micron is extremely, that's 4 times the size of a virus, so very small. This process of micronization activation requires a bunch of machinery that he invented, a bunch of processes, and he's able to clean it, micronize it, and run it through a filter so nothing larger than 1 micron gets through. This is technology that's incredible. So he gets it out there, he puts it into cancer centers. Little bottle like this, you shake it up because it settles out. Basically dirt in a bottle. Somebody called it rock juice at the place. I thought that was fantastic. Literally teeny pieces of rock. Every drop has about 200,000 particles, to put it in perspective. Very difficult to take. You have to shake it, put so many drops on your tongue, goes into your system. Within 3 or 4 minutes, it will be in my bloodstream, flowing around, grabbing heavy metals and toxins. Anything that's in the bloodstream that has that charge is going to pull into the cage. Leaves calcium and magnesium alone because they're the lowest on the electrolytic scale. And so this product, Cell Defender, is prepared for removing toxins from us, from systemic detoxification. If your liver is going to remove something, your liver has to connect the toxins to the bile, has to push it through the gallbladder, into the intestinal tract. As it flows through the intestinal tract, at the right time, you have to have enough fiber there to grab the metals and the bile, bond to it, and then carry it out through the colon without being reabsorbed. If it's not if you don't have enough fiber or activated charcoal or zeolite or other things in your colon at that time, it gets reabsorbed. Your body reuses the bile. When it's reabsorbed, do you think the metals continue on through, or do you think they come back in too? They come back in too. Your body does not have the ability to remove the level of metals through a regular detox channel at the rate that we have intake. Your body can pee them out. Only small parts per trillion amounts. And if you're taking in parts per billion every day, then that's 10 times more than you can get out. So the normal detox channels is why our body stores these toxins, and they are a burden on our liver. Our liver has to stop running the pancreas, running the thyroid, running all the other endocrine glands, because it sends hormones and enzymes to these glands to tell them more or less. If it's not doing that, it's instead taking a minute and a half to take a piece of arsenic and create a little protein to turn it into what's called a metalloprotein so it can store it somewhere. That's a minute and a half. It's not doing the regular chores of running your body. So through burden, which is why they call it burden, they call it body burden, because it is burdening your liver. And when your liver's overwhelmed, you get a layer of fat right on the outside of the liver, called fatty liver, where it's storing its toxins right there to get them out of the bloodstream so it can keep doing your regular body things. Most people are not aware of this. They know the liver. How many of you know that if you cut out 2/3 of the liver, it'll grow back? Yeah, 2 of us. Powerful organ. There's nothing there to help the liver other than the adrenal glands. When the liver's overwhelmed, the adrenal glands start doing what it was doing. So the adrenal glands will make hormones and enzymes for your thyroid, for your pancreas. But when it gets overwhelmed, how many people have heard of adrenal fatigue? It goes along with the liver issue. Yeah, it's cortisol production is a stress hormone that's basically telling the whole body, I'm overwhelmed, leave me alone. But these metals and toxins are flowing through our body. Now what I want to show you here, I'm going to go back up to here. Rick Deitch, our pharmaceutical biochemist, is absolutely brilliant. He has formulated over 200 nutritional products for several companies. Our Cell Defender was sold through a network marketing company from about 2003 till about 2017. 90,000 bottles a month going out. They sold more than 5 million bottles. But then the company had issues with the owner and the distributors, and it collapsed, and then the product basically went into hold while they sued each other. Rick got his product back through a federal lawsuit. Then he started sharing it again, went to another company, then another company. Finally, myself and Neil Roth and Rick Deitch started our own company so we could control, make sure that the product gets to people, make sure everything is the way that it needs to be. And so that's why Avini started some 2 years ago, was really to provide stability for this product. I depend on this product. My experience is when I was 27, I worked at a pest control place. Would you give me some water, Christine? I worked at a pest control place in Oregon, and I opened 15 packages of pesticide a day. I'd mix it with water, stir it up, and then I'd spray around homes for spiders and ants and things. I come into work one day. I'd been there 2 years, Monday morning, and there's this guy sitting on a cushion. And I make a joke. Thank you. I make a joke about the cushion, and he says, no, I actually had my colon cut out this weekend. So before I could apologize for the bad joke, the guy next to him said, yep, had parts of my colon cut out last year. The guy next to him said, yep, a couple years ago I had parts of my colon cut out. And none of them saw the pattern that I saw. And so I quit that day because I was having serious issues with my colon. I was only going to the bathroom once a week, and I had all kinds of stomach pain, and I was bloated and lots of issues. So I went to the doctor. I quit that day. I had insurance for 2 months. I went to the doctor, found out that I had something in my colon that was not good. Doctors gave me a suggestion to do certain things. I did not want to do that. I kept seeing this colostomy bag that this guy Jim had, and I did not want to be a part of it. So I ended up going into nutrition. I said, my body can heal itself. I'm fairly fit. So I started eating correctly, cut out sodas, cut out sugar, and within 3 months I'd lost 45 pounds of fat. I used to be able to set my plate on my belly, it stuck out, and all that was gone. I was bodybuilding. I was, doing really heavy lifting. I was teaching others how to eat to help their bodies heal itself. And I did this for several years. Fast forward to 8 years. I'm sick. My adrenals are shut down. I'm burning only glycogen. No energy. I'm sleeping about 10, 12 hours a day. Still exhausted when I get up. Skin issues. Got a big swollen thing underneath my armpit. Got something growing on top of my head. And go back to the doctor, and the doctor says the thing in your colon is no longer the size of your pinky nail. It's now the size of a lemon. So I basically at that point said, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to do the doctor stuff. I don't believe in that. And so I just chose to utilize my life insurance policy over the next few years. Planned on continuing to try, but accepted the idea that I was probably going to die. So fast forward another 15 years. I'm now 52 years old, living in Utah, struggling to get to the 12th step upstairs. Exhausted. I'm sleeping 16-hour days, having all kinds of health issues. A heart palpitation issue where it would go thump, 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 thump. All kinds of issues. So I have a friend who has 5 lesions on his prostate. That's always bad news. So I said, what are you going to do? And he says, I'm taking a product that I think is going to help. And I ask him what it is. And he says, it's a zeolite. And he shows me the bottle. A little different than this. It was glass bottle. And he shows it to me, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. This can't help you. He's a nutrition guy. He does everything right. And he's still got this issue, 70 years old. So I ignore his advice. 3 months later, his stuff's all gone. He has pictures of it being there, pictures of it gone, and a biopsy showing it's gone. Miracle. I still ignore his advice to take this product. 8 months later, another friend of mine comes to me. He's got his balance back. He had lost for nearly 10 years. And he tells me it's this product. So I'm thinking, this is crazy. So I decided to try it. And again, very easy to take. Few drops on the tongue. At the time, that network marketing company forced you to buy 15 bottles, which I hated the idea of that. They made you buy 15 bottles to get the product. So I bought the 15 bottles. I thought, this is perfect. I'll consume 5 bottles a month. I'll take it every hour, 10 to 15 drops on the tongue, every waking hour, and I'll see what happens. I was pretty sure I'd get my money back because they offered a money back guarantee. Whole first week, I noticed nothing. Been taking, I'd already gone through a bottle and a half the first week. Second week, almost nothing. I noticed that some rectal bleeding that I'd suffered from for about 10 years went away. I was bleeding about a half a cup a day. That went away. Hemorrhoids were gone by the end of the second week, which I'd had for 10 years. The third week, I get all these pimples on the back of my neck. About 60 or 70 pimples. Awful, awful, awful week. I get rid of the pimples, I express them out. The following week, this thing's gone. The issue on the top of my head is no longer there. As you can see, I shaved my head, and so I was always pretty much aware of the raised skin and the issue there. So now I'm thinking, this is crazy. Fourth week, I come out of depression, which I didn't realize I was depressed. I started writing 1 year, 5 year, and 10-year goals without thinking about it, knowing that there was no way I was going to make another year. Somewhere in the fifth week, the swelling, the little golf ball underneath my armpit went away. My arm, which had all these leaking sort of sores, went away. And I started to question, how is this possible? It's got to be just in my mind. There's no way a zeolite to take I don't even have heavy metals. I have pesticide poisoning, which is enzyme inhibitors, right? Causing issues in the colon. Well, guess what they put in pesticides, insecticides, to make them systemic? Arsenic, cadmium, and chromium. 3 heavy metals that are electrolytes that get them to go into the bugs. Why do they put heavy metals in vaccines? To help it get into the tissue. It's all an electrolyte process. So, looking back, when I lost that 45 pounds of fat, where do you think most of the metals were stored? In the fat. And so by losing weight, when we hear bad news from the doctor, what do? We go on a diet. We start juicing, the worst possible thing you can do. Because then you burn through all the fat, storing the toxins out of the bloodstream. And you make yourself sicker. And so I ended up dumping all these toxins onto my liver, and it took 8 years to shut down my adrenals and my liver. That's how long it went, exercising, eating right, doing everything the correct way. So, week 6, I'm now thinking this is all in my mind. So I decide, I'm sitting at dinner. Sunday we'd have everybody come over all the kids come over for dinner. I'm sitting there and I go, I'm going to go climb the Grand Canyon. From rim to river to rim, which I'd done when I was 21. I did it in 11 and a half hours. And my son looks at it on his phone. He's like, Dad, you're going to die. There's no way. You haven't hiked in 10 years. You probably don't even have hiking shoes. And I said, I'm going to go do it because I need to know if this is real. I need to know it's not in my mind. So we went that weekend, took 3 young people to carry my dead body out if I didn't make it. And because I'm smart, I plan things ahead. Climbed it in 10 and a half hours. It hailed on me, it snowed on me, it rained on me. And I was able to do the entire 24-mile trip, 6,000 vertical feet, in 10 and a half hours at 52 years old. With only 6 weeks of this project. So I came back home and I thought, this is real. I'm waking up at 6 in the morning. I'm not eating hardly as much as I used to. My flexibility, my posture, everything changed. My knees stopped hurting. So now I have even a bigger problem. I don't know why this is possible. How this could help me. How it helped my friend Dave Chan. How it helped his friend Dave. To me, it just made no sense. So I started researching it, which is what I do. And I figured it out that it's tied to the liver. The burden on the liver causes the rest of your body to start failing. So you go for blood sugar issues, you go for thyroid issues, you go for spleen that's swollen, you go for gut issues. They are all tied together to heavy metals, chemicals, and toxins, burdening the liver. Just like the oil, no matter what breaks inside the engine, if the oil's slowing down the engine from working, then it stops things from going. So what we're doing with Avini is getting the word out. Now, like I mentioned, the amount of arsenic you need can fit on the head of a stick pin. That's how small amount of arsenic that it can cause problems in your body. Cadmium, even less than that. They are so toxic in your body, as they accumulate, they start to cause more and more issues. Now, let's say I'm 55, I've got a belly, my wife comes home, honey, we're on a diet. Okay, I guess we're on a diet. And I start eating right. And I burn through that fat, and I dump all those toxins into my bloodstream over the course of 6 weeks. I read a study where men over 50 who lost more than 15 pounds of fat in a 6-week period of time, 100% of them had underactive thyroid. 100% of them. So why burning through fat, getting healthier, would that cause an issue? The healthy eating regimen detoxes the cells. The cells then dump their toxins back in the bloodstream, which is beneficial overall for your body, but harmful to the liver, because the liver has to manage the whole process. And if it can't get rid of the arsenic, it just stores it somewhere else. AFib is connected to arsenic. One of the things when your liver gets a huge amount of arsenic, let's say 100 atoms that come to it, and it's just cycling around, the body will store it in the heart muscle. So guess what happens with the electrical system in the heart muscle? AFib, heart attack, heart disease, tied to, associated with arsenic. And if you Google it, there's thousands, there's millions of articles on it. So it's not the direct cause. The direct cause is the liver's not functioning correctly. Hence, fatty liver, adrenal fatigue. But if you could remove, if there was some amazing product that you could put in that doesn't interact with your medicines, doesn't interact with your cells, but just flows through your bloodstream and your lymphatic system and pulls these toxins out of solution into the cage, and then when it gets to the kidney's like, oh, this guy keeps eating dirt, and it pees it out. Now it's out of your body. It's where it needs to be in nature, which is inside this cage that's made for heavy metals and chemicals and toxins. Pulls out volatile organic compounds, dioxins, toluene, benzenes. These are all really important. So maybe the fact when you're 50 or 60 and you're feeling tired is really simply the bioaccumulation of various amounts of these heavy metals and toxins and chemicals. We have something interesting. I'm going to jump down through this. We have something called Avini babies. Mothers who couldn't get pregnant, couldn't make it through the first term with a baby. They start on the cell defender for themselves. 3 months later, they're pregnant. They go through the whole first trimester without any detox, without any morning sickness. They end up having these children, super healthy, super good immune system. I took this all the way through. Very, very, very powerful. Of course, pregnant moms should always talk to their doctor, before they take something. But this is safe, has been proven safe for consumption for everybody. And it's made in a way that your body's going to pee it out within 6 to 8 hours of taking it. Absolutely powerful. Now, anybody heard of a detox? A detox effect. Herxheimer, they call it. So when you start to detox, let's say you take some stuff and it dumps these toxins into your bloodstream, you're going to feel sick, right? Even if they were already inside your body sequestered. You eat cilantro and you have, 6 tacos of cilantro. Now you have enough cilantro to trigger cellular detox inside the body. That puts a load on your liver and you feel sick and lethargic and tired and maybe nauseous. Well, imagine when the zeolite's flowing through and it pulls some toxins in, they instantly disappear. The body's going to go grab toxins from other tissue and bring it back to the bloodstream. When it's in the bloodstream, it's going to be grabbed by the next zeolite that comes. This is why it's important to take it. That's why I took it hourly. because the body can only take about 10 to 15 drops in the bloodstream hourly. So by consistently taking it, you're grabbing all the toxins that flow back in the bloodstream. But some people, typically those who are really toxic, have a lot of circulation metals, they will feel a little sick, lethargic, that sort of thing. So we have another product that Rick formulated that's to help your body. So there's these things called autoimmune reactions or hyperimmune reactions, where your body will freak out when it senses something like arsenic or cadmium going back into the bloodstream from sequestered areas or coming in from new things that you've consumed. Zamuni mushrooms has 7 medicinal mushrooms that turn off, has chemicals called 1,3 beta-glucans and 1,6 beta-glucans. They turn off your hyperimmune switch. They help your immune system calm down. So people with allergies tend not to feel the allergies. They tend not to have the reactions anymore. Some people who have emotional stress, suicidal thoughts, will stop having those thoughts simply by taking this product. You can take 2 a day or 4 a day. 4 a day seems to be the number for people with a lot of anxiety and suicidal thoughts. And I'll share a testimonial in a little bit. But just 2 of these a day allows your body to not freak out while you're detoxing. For 2 or 3 weeks to get the toxins that are highly concentrated into the bloodstream and out of the body, very, very beneficial. So the Cell Defender is our main product, the one that removes the toxins from the bloodstream. Everything else is a support product. We have a fiber, helps heal up leaky gut, very beneficial for the bodies. Sweetened with monk fruit, it's really high quality. Has some zeolite for the gut, and it's meant to pull the toxins that are coming in with the next meal. So as you eat, it helps regulate blood sugar. Somebody shared a testimonial last night. Was that you?
Mm-hmm.
Would you share that again real quick?
My husband has high blood sugar and used to be like 200 and up. Since he started taking that, it's now like 96 to like 120. So that's the highest it has ever been. And
Wonderful.
he just, not even a month, and he was taking it. So
Excellent.
that's really good.
Fantastic. We see this often, even type 1 blood sugar issues. Because it's mechanical, it grabs the food. You take it 15 minutes prior to a meal. It grabs the food and it slowly releases it to the body. So you don't get this sugar surge, spike. And the sugar spike followed by the insulin spike is what makes people feel sick. And so, amazing product. When this was formulated originally, Rick formulated for another company about 20-something years ago, they sold 300 million of this in 3 years. This fiber was the number 2 product for the whole company. Amazing technology. We have a product called Plus Energy. Helps with focus. Has something called ADX7, which is similar to Schizandra berries and Siberian ginseng. And it's the way that it's produced. It's really amazing. It was used in the Russian Olympics. This is when remember the Russians moved ahead of the U.S. in gold medals for 2 years? This was the product that they were taking, ADX7. We have it. Rick bought the technology a while back. Amazing product. Focus, 6 hours of complete focus. So if you have a hard time starting your day or in the afternoon you feel blah, you take a shot of this and it gives you absolute focus. We call it Plus Energy, but it probably should be called Plus Focus.
How many of those can you take a week or whatever?
We have a 90-year-old woman who has 3 to 4 a day, and she's knocking out stuff like she's like the captain of every team in her town now. But she loves it. The caffeine is the only negative. We have caffeine guarana, but we use L-theanine, which is amino acid, so you don't feel the jitteriness like coffee would be.
And children take that?
Yes, we suggest half. Yeah, but it's great. Absolute focus. So it doesn't make you jumpy. It makes you calm. I call it the anti-procrastination. I like to leave everything to Friday, 5 o'clock, and then try to get it done by 6. I just work better under desperation than inspiration. And so this product is amazing. So and it tastes yummy too. The first ones we got out were questionable tasting, but these are really yummy. And you can take as much as you choose to.
Children who have like attention issues, would that possibly help?
Yeah, and we have some other benefits for that too.
Okay.
Plus Relief is a product that we have invented by Rick. It uses peptides from an Asian cobra venom. Special peptides that go in and attach to receptors on your cells and block pain and block inflammation. They are immunomodulatory. We even have it in an oral spray like this. Shake up, freshens your breath, and helps lower anxiety. It helps modulate your immune system. Fantastic. It's a 10,000 times dilution of the original venom, and the venom's denatured. So, it's just bad to kill people. So the venom's gone, but the peptides that carry the venom through the body, we use that to block pain. And it is phenomenal. It's 600 times more powerful as a pain relief than morphine.
And it takes away anxiety when you do it orally?
Yes. By day 2, by day 3, you still have the anxiety, but it's a 0.1 instead of a 7 or an 8. Yeah, I own 4 other companies, and so my anxiety is usually up there. I was on lots of Zooms, and I'd see Rick spraying in his mouth, and I said, "Do you have pain?" He goes, "No, dude, you gotta try this stuff. It just gets rid of melts away your anxiety." I go, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, that's why you see me spraying it And so I do 5 sprays 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day, and you still know of everything. It just more calming. And it's amazing. It's also immunomodulatory, so it's helping your immune system regulate other things like your dose hormones. They're really, really powerful. The Plus Relief as a gel or a roll-on, you put it on an area, leave it wet. In 5 minutes or so, you put it on again. You do that until the pain's gone there. I've not found anybody that by the 6th time in 1 hour, the pain's not 100% gone. It blocks the pain mechanically. So somebody says, "Well, it doesn't work on me." You put it on 1, 2, 3, 4 times anywhere, elbow, neck, you name it. Sometimes I'll help distributors with fairs, and we'll be behind a table, and I'll just roll this on shoulders. "Hey, let me see your shoulders." Roll this on the neck once or twice. 20 minutes later, they're back. "Oh, I want that one. I'm buying that one." Blown away, because it relaxes the muscles. It stops inflammation and pain. Anybody have loved ones with issues with their hands? You can put the gel on your hands, roll it on 2, 3 times. Absolutely amazing. My mom was in a memory care center for a while, and her hands were fine, but the gal that was next to her had these marbles where her knuckles would be. They were just huge. And so I said, "Hey, I've got some lotion here. Can I rub it on your hand?" And so I do this on her hand, rubbed her hand, and like this. Within 30 minutes, she's doing this. By 2 days, it had gone down probably 10%. Amazing, amazing product using nature. It's a homeopathic drug. We can use words like pain and inflammation because it's registered as that. It is a homeopathic registered pain drug. And we sell that through Avini also. Nano silver. Anybody hear of colloidal silver? This is not it. Colloidal silver speaks about large particle chunks. Anybody heard of ionic silver? Okay, ionic silver are so small they're the atom sized, or very close to atom sized. Most of the silvers are either colloidal or ionic. They don't want to stay in between. They want to get bigger, in which they lose an energy and they stick in your skin and they turn your skin blue or gray. Or they get smaller and break apart to the ionic size, which can go into cells and disrupt cellular function, just like arsenic and cadmium do. We have a nanoparticle that's 7 to 10 nanometer spherical that's completely stabilized. So it has a coating around it that's 2 nanometers thick, tetrahedral shaped, that makes sure it never leaves that size. So what it's sized to do is attach to the receptors, the glycoprotein receptors on viruses or other components that have receptors that flow around in your body and cause inflammation. It'll attach to them and it won't let go. So viruses can't trade their information back and forth. Bacteria, bad bacteria, are the only ones it's attracted to. It's not attracted to healthy bacteria. And it's something called a membrane bending energy. Some scientist somewhere come up with that. Basically has the right frequency to be attracted to anaerobic bacteria and harmful bacteria, but the wrong frequency to be attracted to your healthy bacteria, like gut flora. So really, really powerful. This company makes its product mainly for companies as a preservative. So if you buy some lipstick from L'Oreal, they're using this product to preserve the lipstick. So they don't use phthalates and parabens and all the other stuff. So the company sells only to other companies for ingredients. But they allowed me to have, or us to have, an exclusive on a drinkable silver. We're the only ones. This is the only company with a study for P450 cytochrome protection. It doesn't harm your platelets or your plasma like normal silvers do. So very, very powerful. We have it in a bottle. I don't know. I think we go through it too quick because we don't have the bottle. But we also have it as a gel. And this stuff is amazing. Oh, that's what it looks like back there. Is this open?
Not colloidal, nano.
I like the gel.
Yeah. Who was here yesterday and put the gel on their hands yesterday?
I honestly thought that this is different whatever I use.
It's really good.
So you put about that much on there. Anybody want to try it? You want to try some?
Yeah, sure, I'm fine.
Okay.
Want to try some?
Yeah.
So
I use this also. Where's the color?
yeah. So
I'll try some.
yeah.
I use
Do you want to try some?
It's really good for psoriasis and all.
Yeah.
Let it dry.
Here we go.
Rub
Your
it.
hands are
Peer pressure. We got everybody trying to. Okay.
Let it
So
dry.
yeah. So you basically put it on. What's wonderful about this is once you put it on, within a couple minutes, you could wash it back off again. And your hands, the skin is protected for 4 hours against any sort of bacteria. It is not harming your aerobic bacteria that protect your skin. It is only harming those bacteria that are harmful to you because of frequency, because of this membrane bending energy. It's really powerful technology. So you don't rub it all the way until it's dry. You leave it a little tacky,
Yeah.
like that. Dries in a couple minutes, and your hands will feel amazing. Put this on every day. I put it on after I shave my head. It helps my head. I burnt my head 3 days ago in the sun. I was out in the sun without a hat for about 6 hours, and it was a shiny red ball. And I put it on. An hour later, I put it on again. Burn's completely gone. It's just kind of the gel.
I like the gel.
Yeah, the gel is amazing. And so, within a minute or so, it's almost dry.
It's like bed sources also work good.
Yes, very.
Or spray better.
Either way, the spray works too. The gel's nice because it
Yeah.
penetrates.
Stays longer.
Yeah. So these are a couple of the products. Now we also have Forgot about this yesterday. We have Plus Relief for pets, dogs and cats. They can't take regular medicines. NSAIDs will harm their liver and their kidney. This uses the peptides with a basically barbecue chicken flavor. Cats and dogs love it. You put a little bit on a cracker or something. We have people within a day or two, their pets are running around. They don't have the pain and inflammation that they had. So phenomenal for pets. We also have Cell Defender, oral Cell Defender that you put on a little cracker, give it to, or just put it in the mouth of the cats or dogs and help remove the toxins. Imagine, you know how many toxins we've talked about today? Imagine when you get home each day, you lick the bottom of your shoe. Because that's what dogs and cats do. Did you know deck wood, like anything that's outside deck wood, is treated with arsenic? That's not true. It's treated with arsenate, which oxidizes into arsenic. 1 2x6, 8 feet long, is enough to kill 200 men in arsenic. That's how much is in there. You grab that 4x4 at Home Depot and you bring it to the place, you grab it again, you put it in your truck, you bring it home. You now have an acute poisoning just from the arsenic, from the pressure treated wood. And this is well known. We are constantly inundated. Pet toys on the deck outside. They get wet, they chew on it, they're constantly getting arsenic. So we have products for our loved ones. You know, a lot of people spend way more money on their pet. You know, their son comes in and they're like, yeah, walk it off. It's just broken arm. Pet, oh, Fluffy, we're going to the vet. We're going to spend $3,000. You know, and so it's really important to take care of our pets. And how do most pets die? Liver and kidney failure. Is it by chance? No, I think they're getting the toxins at the high rate as we are also. So we have another product called Trim Science. We have it in a chocolate, a lemonade, a coffee, and a matcha, which is short for grass. Tastes like lawn. Some people like matcha, but it tastes like lawn to me. Chocolate's amazing. The purpose of this product is to help your body. If your body weighs 400 pounds, your body's homeostasis is 400 pounds. It wants to stay there. Doesn't want to get more, doesn't want to get less. It always wants to be where it is. These heavy metals that are coming in are triggering mechanisms in our DNA to switch on more fat production. When we have toxins come in, the body's like, need more fat. Need more fat. And your body is going to resist any attempt to get rid of that fat because it's trying to protect you. So, Rick put together a product, state of the art, has ingredients in it that helps tell the body, stop producing fat. Turns off these switches, these epigenetic switches that wants your body to make more fat. There's 1,100 switches that can be turned on where your body says, okay, normally I only make 2 fat and I make 8 muscle, but today I'm going to make 8 fat and 2 muscle. And the switch is triggered by chemicals and metals, microplastics, things like that. And so this product, if you'll take it twice a day with the fiber, it's just a teeny little scoop. Put it in with water, you put it in any way. You consume it. If you like coffee, you drink it as a coffee. It's really high quality chocolate, really high quality coffee. If you take it twice a day, over a period of time, your body will get used to a new paradigm for fat production. And then you get to a point where your body says, I don't need to make any more fat. I'm happier here at this new homeostasis. I have a video I'll share here in a few minutes. A guy who had quite an experience taking the product. So I'll show that here in just a minute. This is an amazing product. We also have a plus hydration product that's right here. And oh, these are the packs. I haven't even seen them yet.
Yeah.
So we have Plus Hydration, which is, who here's heard of Gatorade, right? Hydration IV, those sort of things. This is different. This is electrolytes along with a specific type of sugar, a fructose sugar that's made in such a way it's got very, very long chains. And what happens when it gets mixed with water, it changes sort of the ionic state. It changes something called osmolality, which is the rate at which things flow into tissue from less concentrated to more concentrated. So when you take this and mix it with water, it's a beautiful lemon taste. You mix it up, you drink it, within 2 to 3 minutes, it's in your muscles. It doesn't go into your gut and wait. It gets processed very quickly into glycogen and sent to the muscles. You're hydrating your whole body, your lungs, your brain, your heart, every muscle. It forces hydration immediately. So athletes get the most benefit out of it. There are people who will take this, they'll run 4, 5, 6 miles, they'll come back and they feel like they haven't run yet. It literally is as hydrated as they were beforehand. People who sit around on the couch all day,
There's a magnesium there?
it's got electrolytes in there.
Magnesium to go to the cell to hydrate you. I'm asking what kind of magnesium.
There's a whole list of them on there. So there's, it's in the highest available form, the electrolytes. And then, so there's this numbering system for osmolality. Osmolality less than 250 will go into the tissue and not go into the stomach.
I'm talking about cell. Hydration in the cell and take a pressure of it.
Right. So
If this does this?
so independent.
Because you have to talk, hydration is about the cell. The water has to go in it to
Correct.
release the pressure.
Correct.
So you need those 3 magnesium to go in it. So I was thinking maybe the magnesium.
Not just magnesium. So there's other electrolytes too, because you have a sodium potassium pump that pulls stuff
sodium
in,
and magnesium.
and you have magnesium and calcium ratios,
Correct.
right? So
We need 78 minerals to get in, but most of them, the magnesium, the 3 type of magnesium actually opens the cell and get in.
only if the osmolality is correct.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give you an example. Osmolality of Gatorade is 450. Anything above 250, it's better to go into the stomach than to go into the muscle. So ours is osmolality of 220. Nobody in the market is concerned with osmolality. Yet it is the number one reason why you can hydrate a muscle is through osmolality. So very, very powerful. We now have them in 30 packets. What was this, $60, $55? These are great for handing out. They're just amazing. Anyways, Plus Hydration, we have it it comes in a container a little taller than that one there. It's something that people can try and see for themselves. We have people we had one gal who shared a story. She gave it to her mom, who is on hospice, 30% breathing ability. She'd been on hospice for several months. They expected her to pass. She gave her a bottle of water with the lemonade, with the Plus Hydration. She drank it, and within a few hours, her oxygen had come up to normal.
Yeah, I was using color calcium. There's like a little, you put it in the water when people have COVID in the hospital. We could do that because they not give you good water, but actually there's it's called color calcium and has all minerals. We put in the water, whatever they give you, and actually helps you also.
Yeah.
With that. But
Well, this
maybe
gal,
this will be better.
yeah, this gal's mother was taken off hospice in 5 days
Nice.
because of her oxygen came back to 100%.
Yeah,
So the question was asked, how? So they called Rick. They said, how's this possible? He goes, the lungs are a muscle just like any other muscle.
hydration.
So when you hydrate the lungs, you're going to get better oxygen input. So this was an interesting thing. So start thinking about the brain. Start thinking about the heart. My calves, they've been hard, solid calves for literally 25 years. When I used to lift weights and do all of the heavy lifting and stuff. They started getting soft within 2 days. You can literally squeeze the muscles on my calves. I've been dehydrated for years, and my calves are the main place. So that's the biggest thing I notice is my calves are nice and
So how many
tender
days you have to drink of this?
now. You can find out the first day.
No, but there's a certain amount you have to drink a day of this?
No, you can do 1, 2, 3, depends on what you want to take.
You have
If
it
you're
by
sitting on the-
pounds, by weight, how you do that, or
It doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter?
It's just by the amount of water in the product.
And how
So,
much water? How
I think
much?
it's 12 ounces for
12
one pack.
ounces
Yeah.
per pack.
Yeah. That's 550 grams or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
What kind of sugar is that?
Yeah, we use a fructose that's a specific size and shape of the molecule. Fructose is only broken down in the liver into glycogen.
Mm-hmm.
And glycogen is muscle sugar.
Correct.
So there's no what do you call it? There's no issue with blood sugar issues.
Okay, so doesn't
Glycemic.
spike your glycemic. So
Does not affect your.
sugar.
That's right.
Okay, got it.
Because again, this is a fructose. It's a special type of fructose.
So if the people with diabetes drink it, they will not raise their sugar level.
That's correct. It's very slight, like just 1 or 2
And
points.
what is the number of the sugar of it? It says?
The number?
Yeah, usually they put how much sugar, 1 gram or.
Oh. I don't know.
That's good to know.
Uh, 25 grams total.
Sugar.
Yeah, in fructose. Again, you can't get electrolytes into the body without glycogen into the tissue. So your body, usually you drink the electrolytes and it sits in your gut until it can structure it to go into your bloodstream. And if it's 450, it's going to stay in the gut. So your body's actually going
Yeah,
to.
the molecule is too big, doesn't go nowhere. You have to drink something with small molecule.
That's
Then
right.
the hydration.
Or something that has the right osmolality.
Yeah.
So these are the products that we have. We're going to be introducing some new products here at the end of this month at our convention. We have a convention in Las Vegas, the 26th, 27th. Really, really amazing stuff. Everything we have, you cannot get somewhere else. We don't sell vitamin supplements, things that you can get other places. What we have is different than anything else out there. And the new products that will be coming, the same thing. They are absolutely breathtaking. I'll give you an example on this. It's hard to see here. What makes up the proprietary blend for the Trim Science? Guarana seed extract energizes the whole process, right? So we're using a green tea. Citrulline, natural amino acids, aids in blood sugar. Garcinia cambogia, the highest quality and the exact amount. There's no token ingredients here. We're not using 1 milligram or 40 micrograms. We're using the actual study rates. If it said it was 30 milligrams, then that's what we're using. Garcinia cambogia, ginseng extract. It's an adaptogen that helps reduce stress. Mucuna prairines. Who's heard of mucuna prairines? It's a powerful, powerful product. A natural legume that is high in neurotransmitter L-dopamine, as well as trace amounts of serotonin. Green tea extract, another energy source for different purposes. GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, which helps calm you down so any extra caffeine doesn't have any negative effects. So really beneficial. It's got about 125 milligrams caffeine total between them. Acetylcarnitine, natural amino acid. Phazolamine. Anybody heard of phazolamine? It's a white kidney bean extract. Blocks function of alpha amylase, an enzyme that normally breaks down carbohydrates in the digestive tract. So it stops that process. Noto ginseng extract. the concentrations of these are at the rate of the studies, not just to get the name on there. That's the powerful thing. Zeolite, of course, our micronized zeolite, lion's mane mushroom, clinically proven to act as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and breviscapine. Anybody heard of breviscapine? This comes from a flower, a rare flower. It is so expensive. It's like $9,000 a kilogram. No, doctors have studies and studies on it, but nobody can afford it. We have the study level in our product. Natural extract historically used to promote healthy circulation and mental focus. This product is packed with material ingredients to help your body function correctly. And it comes, 51% of every container is this product. The other 49% is the flavoring. So if you're lemonade, it's lemon flavoring.
There's a sugar too.
It has, we use a couple different types of sugar. I think it's monk fruit
Monk.
on this one. So anyways, this is the quality of the products. Rick is a purist. He loves, like, everything is, of course, non-GMO. Everything is naturally sourced, U.S. sourced. Everything is the highest quality natural product. When we say our orange flavoring is natural, it's because it's orange flavoring. It's oranges that's used to flavor, not some chemical called orange flavoring. He actually uses the real ingredients. He is, like I said, a purist and makes sure that all the products are the highest of quality. So we have people call and talk with him, and he makes the point over and over again. U.S. sourced, highest quality, non-GMO, organic, those sort of things. So we ask people to become a customer, become a distributor. The whole purpose of this is to share. I had my life changed. I got a second chance on life. I'm trying to share that with everybody else. There may be people that just you know that only you could get to tell them about heavy metals and toxins, that they're causing these issues, and bring attention to this problem. Buy, don't buy, we don't. It doesn't matter to us. It matters to us that people are aware of this and they have the chance. So thank you so much for being here. Any questions that you want to have or ask?
Doug, it seems that all the products are used orally. All of the products we can use orally.
Topically.
Not
That's
really.
what it seems like.
Not really.
No,
This one
besides
tastes
that.
awful.
Right.
Yeah.
But most of the products, though.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I noticed, like even the not the cell defender, the nano silver. I wasn't even aware of it that you could take it orally.
It's meant to be oral. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can take the cap off and drink an ounce of it. You can drink 2, 4. As long as you stay under 55 gallons a day, you're okay. At 55 gallons a day, the silver becomes at that line of what the government says. But if you can afford 55 gallons a day, then I'm your friend.
So it's just the gel. We can't.
What's
I'm
that?
just about colloidal silver because mostly I use colloidal silver for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Mostly even with Lyme disease, right? And mostly the recipe is like 3 times a day, 6 sprays on the cheeks. So it's 6, 3 times a day.
Yeah.
But this one is so potent. Do you have a dosage on those? Like if somebody has a bacteria, right, in the body and you want to
Yeah.
get rid of it. I have a dosage with regular colloidal silver, like
Yeah.
you take 1 tablespoon or you have to take it and you do lower or lower.
Right.
Because this product is a little different. So do you have a recipe by usage? Okay, I have a
Yeah,
person
it's on the
with
bottle.
Lyme disease, so we're doing what?
Oh, so first off, we don't use
of the-
names of medical issues because we're not a medical product. Yeah.
Okay.
So its purpose is antifungal, antibacterial, antiparasitic, and antiviral.
Correct.
Okay, so it's going to have those properties.
Right.
Its most important property is it leaves the body in 24 hours. Unlike colloidal silver, which can stay 3-4 days and sometimes full
Correct.
time, forever.
Correct.
even if you make a nanoparticle, it's not going to stay a nanoparticle unless you use chemicals like polyvinyl or bromine or bromate or bromide to hold it in suspension. And those are toxic to your organs, the chemicals they use to stabilize it. So the fact is that we have none of the chemicals in it, and it stabilizes, number one. Second, it's the right size and shape to interact with a virus receptor. So viruses, let me show you a picture. They're 150 nanometers or so. I'm going to just show you something here. Let's just go. I'm going to show you a video too in a second. But if we wanted to look at a virus, and we got an image here. All right, so we haven't heard much about viruses lately, but look at this one right here. Okay. This, which we're not going to mention this, there's no purpose in mentioning this. So this virus has a bunch of glycoprotein receptors, right?
Right.
And they have names for it. We're just going to leave that out though.
Right.
But these receptors, its purpose is to attach to, it's a protein that attaches to a cell and passes its information. It stops at the TV station and it says, okay, you're making radios from now on. And it gives it new information, and now that production is now radios instead of TVs, right? So it passes its information into a cell, and the cell makes more of them. If the particle of silver, which is attracted to the receptor on the virus, attaches a glycoprotein that stops it from connecting, then it cannot pass its information. So you need roughly 35 particles of silver, the right size and shape,
To get it.
to attract to it and stop it up. It also, if you look at other forms, slightly different, 7 to 10 still fits this one. If you're 15 to 18 to 25, it won't fit ones that... There's an issue with mouse sores that's tied to a virus and chicken pox, things like that. I'll mention herpes zoster, herpes simplex. Those have a different glycoprotein receptor, but still fit 7 to 10. If you go into female viruses that start with an H, those have a different size glycoprotein. So this one here happens to be a glycoprotein 120. This one here is like a 93. And there's different sizes, right? And different amounts. The right size and shape of the particle is drawn to this. If you're taking some sort of antiviral medicine, it attaches to your cell. It attaches to your nicotinic acetylcholine receptor, or it attaches to other receptors. It blocks your cell from doing regular activities while it's protecting you. Very beneficial. Some people are taking nicotine, and some people are taking drugs that attach this nicotine acetylcholine. Silver attaches to the bad guy. Doesn't attach to your healthy cells. Doesn't do anything with your healthy cells if it's the right size and shape. If you're just making your own home brew of nano silver or colloidal silver, unless you're an atomic physicist, there's probably a pretty good chance your skin's going to turn blue at some point if you're drinking enough of it. If you're spraying out topically, you're perfectly fine. Your body protects itself. But if you're consuming it, there's a point where it's going to stop leaving your body.
So this one doesn't make a side effects whatever keep down because works just on the cell and
just on the bad guys and not on the cell.
It doesn't interfere with the other stuff.
Correct. And it doesn't get smaller and it doesn't get bigger. It's stabilized. That's really the power in this product, is the safety of it. And it's not the best for fungal. If it was 40 to 60 nanometers, it would attach to the fungus. It'd be really antifungal. But it's not. It's 7 to 10, which still means it's antifungal, but it's not amazing. Bacteria have these little zippers on the side of the bacteria. This silver will attach perfectly to that and unzip it. Probiotic bacteria have a different size zipper. They also are coated with the mucilage by the body and gives it a different frequency. The body wants the good, healthy bacteria to survive, so it protects it with this mucilage. Silver can't affect it with that mucilage because it has the right membrane bending energy, the right size, the right shape, the right charge, the right membrane bending energy, and it's safe. The technology in this silver I've never seen anywhere. There's one other company that's better, but it's $3,000 an ounce for the better one. This one's $15 an ounce or so. It's so much more powerful. 5 sprays twice a day is what the bottle says. But there is no toxicity until you get close to 55 gallons a day. You can take 55 gallons a day for 55 years without reaching government standards. Your body's peeing it out faster than you can build up. That's the powerful thing, is safety. People go, oh, silver's safe. No, it's not. I can show you 100 studies where the silver has caused harm. Was it the silver that caused harm? No, it was the stabilizing ingredients that they use to stabilize the size and shape.
That's why you cannot take for a long time.
That's correct, because it'll cause organ damage because of the stabilizing. Polyvinyl. Why would they use that? Well, it's a great stabilizer for silver. So anyways, these viruses, it is believed, the glycoprotein receptor is the only way to harm these viruses because they can't be killed because they're not alive. But they can be stopped from spreading their information and causing inflammation. Plus, I saw a video with a white blood cell in the video and a little virus right next to it. 1,500 nanometers, about 150 nanometers. And then I see the silver come in. And then 3 or 4 of them attached to the glycoproteins on the virus. Within 30 seconds, the virus was inside that cell. The white blood cell was ripping it apart. Viruses have like a cloaking device where they are not seen by the white blood cells. When the silver attaches, beep, 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 now the white blood cell can see the virus and it goes in to investigate and it rips it apart in 30 seconds. So simply attaching these, more than protection of the cell, is to attach to the bad guy and show the body, hey, this is a bad guy, take care of it. Allowing your white blood cells, your helper cells, and your B cells to do their entire job. Catalog it, this is how we killed it, and it's dead. Powerful, powerful technology through scientific, amazing ways. What I love so much is we have a biochemist who's brilliant, remembers everything he's ever read, and can recall it word for word. His understanding technology, and you can talk to him. He's accessible. I'm accessible. Neil's accessible. So we can get information to people. That's the wonderful thing about Avini.
I was heavy as a kid, but I wasn't like morbidly super obese until about age 5. And then pretty much my entire childhood, every med they would put me on would keep packing on the pounds as a bad reaction to it. I actually came to Ohio with the intention of killing myself with my food addiction. Because I had lost everything. My dad was dead. My childhood home was gone. I found my dog, who I've had for 12 years, has cancer. And we had to put her down. I mean, I'm losing everything one after another. And then I ended up with a ministry that ended up saving my life. And I'm starting to build a career as a writer. And so about 2 years into me rebuilding myself, Cindy tells me about your organization. I was on the fence about it at first. because I'd had a lot of products that were new and groundbreaking that just didn't work for me. They were placebo at best. And I figured, you know what? What do I have to lose when trying it? So I tried the Avini Fiber Plus stuff first. And honestly, the only way I could describe it when I first took it was like somebody took my entire digestive system and hit restart. I could feel everything coming back into balance. By the way, Mac's weight at this time was 618 pounds. It was getting to the point where I could not physically do my job. And I held out as long as I could while doing the Avini stuff. I had a twisted artery in my leg that was about to burst any time. And this guy's a great doctor, but he's as blunt as not a bomb. He basically said, son, I'm going to be level with you. In 6 months, if you keep working, you're going to be in a wheelchair. You keep working within a year, your mother's going to be burying you. Because there's no way you continue to stand for 8 hours a day and successfully get that leg to heal. So I started doing the trim science with the fiber stuff, and it's ended up helping me from Thanksgiving of last year to now, losing a grand total of 215 pounds. So I am living proof that these products work.
Have you taken Cell Defender also?
Yes, I do take Cell Defender. Also, another thing is working at a place where I stand for 8 hours a day, I would have major feet pain, right? Mm-hmm. I know the Nano Silver was meant for killing infections, but when we sprayed it on my feet, and my feet would stop hurting instantly. Wow. I mean, like instant relief of my pain. And this would be the level of pain where I'm not sleeping at night. Like I'm up all night because of the pain. I still struggle with the temptations and stuff, but now that I'm 215 pounds down, I have a greater desire to succeed. Because me, 5 years ago, you told me I would have lost 215 pounds. I was like, that's completely unfathomable. There's no way. But it just happens that my body tends to like Avini Health products a lot. My nurse practitioner that I see has told me all that stands between me and officially conquering my obesity is 95 pounds. If I reach the 300 mark, then I can say I've officially beaten my obesity and that I can start working out to rebuild my body up to strength.
Wow. And how old are you?
Just turned 30 this year. I've always been one of those people that if you're going to do something, give it 110% or don't do it at all. Because otherwise, what was the point of you doing it? So that's why I went all in with this experiment. And I made sure my medical team of doctors were in on it to make sure like they thought everything was safe and everybody gave you the green light. They said it's all natural products. There's no reason this should hurt you. Also, I suffer from diverticulitis, so any chance I can get to prevent another episode like that, because I was at Metro Health in Cleveland for a week with a severe gut infection.
You take all of the products now?
All of them except the Plus Relief. But my mom loves that stuff. She has neuropathy, and she looked at me right after I sprayed on her hands, and she went, Michael, for the first time since I've had cancer, my hands don't hurt anymore. So it actually relieves her pain.
So what would you tell somebody who is just hearing about Avini? What would be your recommendation?
Well, 3 things I would tell them. 1, you don't know it's going to work for you unless you actually try it. 2, you got to have officially decided to be done with your food addiction. And 3, the key to losing weight is love yourself, that you want to change, but also love yourself enough to hold yourself accountable when you fall short, because you're going to fall short. There's going to come a day when I don't have to go to a store like Destination XL or King Size that you just go buy clothes off the rack. That is going to be unreal for me. I'm staring at the finish line, looking at finally beating my obesity. And considering I came to Ohio with the intention of dying from my food addiction, that's a pretty good outlook.
Yeah, very, very genuine testimony. The power in these products are life changing, and the quality of the products. We have 1,280 testimonials like this in less than 2 years. So a place called AviniHealthTraining.com, where you can look at all the videos. There's lots of information there. We have studies that we present there. And so thanks again for everybody coming. Appreciate you coming to the meeting, and thank you.
Thank you, Doug, for being here. Great job, right? Thank you all the way from Salt Lake, and we'll be back here tonight at 6:30. We're going to say goodbye to our cameraman, and we'll be here to answer some questions, okay? And feel free to have some treats here that are on the table and some water. Thank you, Doug.